Guys, I'm sick. I don't know if you can hear that, so I'm going to show you how I make a tea. So I usually have this before winter and during winter to prevent this. I've probably only been sick, I think the last time theoretically was probably 2020. One time when I got a delivery, as I think they were sick or COVID or something, and touched their hands, forgot to wash my hands, after packing everything away, and need to go and eat, and sort of ended something like this. But this is not how I got sick. I don't think I have a cold. I think I've gotten sick. But how it started was like pollen, bacteria, and I forgot to wash my hands. And I blew my nose too hard, too many times to make my daughter laugh because she finds it funny when you blow your nose. So I'm going to add some honey. Any tea, I want to use green tea. Chamomile is really good too if you have it before you go to sleep. Now this tea, if you take NADS medication, people who suffer from pain or inflammation will know what that is. Don't have this, okay? And I'll explain why. Some turmeric. Now with the turmeric, it probably looks yellow, but I don't know if you can kind of tell, it's a bit orange. You want to get a dry turmeric that's kind of orange, not yellow. This is really good for inflammatory. I'm going to put about a teaspoon. Because my throat is starting to be kind of funny. Some lemon juice. I got some crushed ginger. About just a teaspoon of that. I'm going to put garlic. If I wasn't in the state that I am, I probably wouldn't use garlic, but it's not really necessary. I mean, you can use onions if you want. And put some hot water. And I'm going to let it seep, which is what you would do for tea anyway. Now this is not for the faint heart, obviously. So the reason why you wouldn't drink this if you take NAD or you take painkillers or anything is because of the turmeric. Because it's high in inflammatory, it's pretty. I'm not a scientist or a health practice, so don't be trying to come at me. I don't do chemistry, okay? But they say there's turmeric that's really high in inflammatory properties. So if you mix that with NADs, which is pretty much already inflammatory, you bring it together, it will turn into something. Let's just say you're gonna feel like shit, you're gonna throw up, and you're not gonna be too good. If you do take it, you can have this like. From the time you take it, it's 4 hours. Now, it used to be out of your stomach, about an hour or so, but you don't want it running too high in your system. You want to let your liver, do its thing. Don't take this if you take NADS medications. Wait a while, or have this, and then wait like an hour or two, and then take your medication. And do not take this, as well as when you have a cough syrup. I always have dry cough syrup, and the reason why I take dry cough syrup because it's different from the mucus. Active ingredients in this is much higher than the mucus. The mucus is a little bit slower for a reason because you want your body to build antibodies and all that kind of. And the reason why I'm at this stage is because the white cells is like helps fix and repairs the body. It's not like the red cells that has oxygen and nutrients and that kind of jazz. That's why you have pus, because white cells just are trying to come together and fix this problem, but it's not expelling crappy stuff, so it has nowhere to go, so it just ends up staying and it multiplies, and it's a whole fucking mess anyway. Obviously, if you work in biology or you're a biologist yourself, you kind of get the drift. But anyways, don't drink these. Don't have these two together. I'm just saying, I know from experience. I think it's the active ingredient that doesn't par with turmeric, if I'm correct. I know. Turmeric is the shit. That's why there's turmeric pills, and that's why people that get off NADS medication opt to go for this, and it does help. Even if you don't have like the multivitamins of just turmeric, which is just pretty much powder, you can just have this. Have like a teaspoon twice a day, help with your joints like this. That's to help rid mucus out of my throat specifically, because I don't want my throat to be inflamed and all that kind of shit, and I don't want mucus in here and then into my lungs. So I always have this. Just said 2020 was the last time I probably was at this state. I'm gonna drink this. It's not gonna cure me overnight because obviously I'm in a bad state now because my throat's starting to get that itch. But I drink lemon and water as well, or any form of acid to sort of help out with the mucus, but help with the actual lining of the mucus, you know what I mean? It's not good to have too much acid, but you know. But anyways, this is a tea. I also take multivitamins as well. Like I'm taking zinc, I'm taking vitamin D, and I'm taking vitamin C. I haven't had some magnesium yet, but I'm not ready for that. I actually haven't had a headache, and this is like the 5th day of being sick. So usually someone that starts to like get runny nose and all that stuff, by the 3rd, 4th day, they're just like, oh, headaches and everything and all that shit. I haven't gone through that phase yet. And I flush my nose out and I just do a lot. Because I don't want to be sick because I know what it feels like. From 2020, like I said, it was the last time, it probably would have been maybe 2015. Last time I was actually like cloud bronchitis. And yeah. So I do a lot. So I build my system before winter. And I drink certain teas before and during winter. And I always have a bottle of this because if I catch a little something like a runny nose or whatever, I always take this. Plus a little bit of tea. If I'm in a bad state, I'll have garlic, old school remedy, onions, all that kind of stuff. But in my culture too, like my people don't really know this, but usually when they're sick they'll eat oysters too, which is high in zinc. So zinc helps with your respiratory and yeah, it helps with the skin too. So anyways, I just want to share that. You can take my advice, but I'm saying don't mix it with medications, like actually medication you get from the chemist or from your doctor. You just don't. Ask your doctor, oh, I saw this, can I have this, you know. Yeah. I'm going to let this cool down and then I'm going to drink it whole, or rather that just because I've got garlic in here. And yeah, and I'll probably have this for about a couple times during the day and whatnot. It's the evening, so I have one before I go to bed. And yeah, I kind of want to get rid of this cold because my kids are starting to get a little bit funny. So yeah, you have a wonderful day. See you back next time. And yeah.